Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I am back again. It's podcast number 8. I am still alive. Congratulations to you and everybody else. And well, today we're going to be talking about the current state of the Nigerian esports industry, which, like I said last time, was cray was a bit insane and is a chaotic mess of messery. Yeah, I do not know if that's a word, but it's a messery. Let's leave it like that. So now I actually have 4 guests with me, and they're all going to introduce themselves because they know how to explain themselves better than I can. So, do you know what? I'm going to start with what the list is. So it will be Dox, it'll be the Nigerian Nerd, it will be Omonla, and it will be Spectacular. So, Dox, go ahead.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Well, I am Dox, professional from Nigeria, in South Africa, pro gamer as well. Right. But now, so I play FIFA. I play games in general. What I like. I'm just a gamer.
Okay, Nigerian. I said, yeah, the Nigerian Nerd. On to you.
Okay, my name is Oche Charles Edache, aka the Nigerian Nerd. I have a YouTube channel by the same name, the Nigerian Nerd, which focuses on everything regarding nerd culture in Nigeria. So that's video games, comic books, movies, and just nerd culture as a whole. And I am glad to be here.
Omonla.
Okay, my name is Usman Omonla Sulaiman. I'm a gamer, I'm a PC analyst and a hardware analyst. Then I play games sometimes, and then I focus on creating awareness on esports in Nigeria and the likes.
And Spectacular.
Okay, yeah, my name is Shola Kumi, and I didn't pay. Everybody calls me Spectacular. I'm an esports tournament organizer, promoter, and content provider. That's what I
Okay,
am.
thank you. Okay, we're going to make this like an informal thing. So just like we're just all sitting down here chatting across the internet. And well, it's just basically this whole industry we have right now. I'm going to try and give like a really, really short summary for people who might not have remembered, or people just like to ignore me and move on. Basically, we have 2 factions that we know of: Esports Nigeria, which is a private company, and Esports Nigeria as in federation, a federal one. The private one has been around for a while. They've done a few tournaments and done a few things. I know the leader is I cannot remember his full name. I'm sorry, Emmanuel, but a lot of you know who the VP is, who is Dr. Sid. Everybody knows that guy. And we have the federal one, which is run by a bunch of people together. I cannot give you all their names because they're all different people. And they went together to the government to try and make esports federation, just like the NFF, the one we have for the football. We were all hoping there's going to be a less corrupt situation, but we did Nigeria. So Nigeria doesn't like to make anything easy. So right now, guys, everybody knows different things. I know Young Jollof. Sorry, I'm calling you Young Jollof right now because I always remember you as Young Jollof for the Nigerian Nerd, and I want jollof rice, so that's my life. I know, yes, for you, you had no idea at all that there was even an esports, thing in Nigeria, and you are in Nigeria, you are in the country there, but you didn't even know, that this was going on. About how come? Was it, you're the nerd culture guy. How come you missed that one?
It's to be honest, most of the content I create is informed by my experiences. And put it simply, I just hadn't experienced anything with regards to esports in Nigeria. Even Dox, the reason I met Dox was because my friends and I put together a tournament about 4 years ago, and Dox flew down from Lagos to come and compete, and that was where we met, exchanged contacts, and start trying to find a way forward. So that's even how I know Dox. So the only thing I knew was that when there was an esports federation, the private esports company, when they were set up, they sent me a message and said that, oh, they want me to be a part of what they're doing. And then they added me to their WhatsApp groups and keeping me up to date on everything. So that's really the length and breadth of my own interaction with esports in Nigeria. I didn't even know that we were doing tournaments and stuff, because everything I do is just what I do. I didn't know that there was this other world that was coming up. I knew about Niger Game Evo in Lagos. I planned to go for one of their events to create content. But besides that, I didn't know anything else.
Okay, Dox, I know you actually have more of an experience with the private company, but as mostly as a player and also being, maybe you cannot say just all in, but you've had experience with them and you understand. You've worked with them. I know you've done live streams with Dr. Sid as well, and I know you guys have pictures and all that stuff. But for you, your example, you're the one who's actually had, you can say, the most experience as a gamer in the esports industry, as a competitor, as a professional in it. So, what's your take on the cray so far right now?
Uh, right from time, thinking of not coming to that.
Sorry, could you go closer to your mic because you're breaking up just slightly?
Okay, I said right from time.
Mm-hmm.
There's always been this issue of not coming together and trying to do something together. I've seen it in different ways because, like, everyone has been after this money thing. And yes, we all need money, to be honest. Despite the fact that we're trying to have a passion for it, in as much as we need money to survive. But it's become an issue of people being self-centered. I know some things that have happened that I'm like, why is this happening? You understand? For example, Spectacular has been, he's a content creator. He creates tournaments and all that thing. If I want to create, he has the database. For example, if I want to create a tournament, I'll meet Spectacular. Okay, you have the database of this. Let me use what I have to combine with what you have to make this thing work. But the private esport company, they don't do it like that. Instead of them calling Spectacular, I'm not going to mention if they decide to call me, do this, do that. And I'm like, there's somebody that can do this. Why is it happening like that? So I know almost everything going on around because the president and I have been close. And I've seen something that he has done which is wrong, but I can't question him because, as you know, in Nigeria, we have so much respect for elderly people. But so many things have been going on wrong. Like you said it before this podcast, you said the West Coast president said if he doesn't do this if they don't do something with the private company, he won't do anything, which is not meant to be. It's not meant to be like that. So, which means everything will now scatter. To be honest, I'm tired. Personally, I am tired of everything going on around this private Nigerian sport company. Even the second one that we know that got signed up before, that one, there are so many secret, shitty things that doesn't make any sense. Look at the Nigerian Nerd. He has been doing this personally for a very long time. Like I said, we met in Abuja. And to be honest, the Dog Dojo guy, the main person, it's so racist. I knew him. I knew these guys. They were working for the passion, everything. And that's why I came. But now, as it is right now, everything is scattered. And to be honest with you on this podcast, it is going to scatter if we don't resolve this in time. That's the truth.
Okay, thank you. Omonla, I know you were in the state for stuff and you were trying to put up for your own state and to pull up everything to do for the federation. And I know at one point you got disenfranchised, like when that article came up and it just made everything look, all your sweat and tears made them just look like you were just doing nothing. And I know in the case of Spectacular, I know of, because Oga, you're the Baba. Like I said, every time I was hearing anything about esports in Nigeria in general, your name came up. Every goddamn freaking time it came up. So I'd even know we were even all in the same WhatsApp group till Omonla told me. I was like, oh, I really did not pay attention. Sorry. Because I always associated your company with someone else, not knowing that you were the company, not the person I was thinking was. And I know two of you, obviously, you've been in this thing else. You know the politics, you know the scene. You've been in the politics, and I'm sure they've tried, especially in your case, Spectacular. I'm sure they've tried to put you in this current situation that's going on. I don't know how you guys are going to do the banter, but because two of you really are, should we say, the meat and potatoes, the meat and veg. You're the ones that have been in there. Yes, Dox has been in there as a customer, as a consumer, but you guys have been in there as the proprietors, not proprietors specifically, but the people that set it up, the developers. So can I just get two of you, your thoughts? I know it's going to be a bit awkward trying to get people to talk, but yeah, because I realized that I couldn't just ask one the question then repeat the same question to the other, because two of you are so in it. So could you guys give us your thoughts on the current situation?
Yeah, maybe Omonla should go first.
Okay. Of recently, I think it Ada sent a link to me that connected with me with Obina. So from what I actually learned from those people, the Nigeria Esports Federation, what they're actually doing, they are focusing on having a representative in every state, whereby every state will have their own association affiliated with Nigeria Esports Federation. So, but to do that, I don't think it's even easy for everybody to do that because what they actually do now, they only acquire this esports certificate from international body, which is International Esports Federation, which is the only thing they have. And they're actually facing a lot of challenges, I think, due to Nigeria esports or esports Nigeria, sorry. So because due to esports Nigeria, they are not giving them some rights that they're supposed to give them. And to me, actually, I spoke with the person that actually linked me up with them that, okay, this is what I've been trying to know, and this is what is going on, and this is what is going on between the second party. And me, they say they gave me something to do here that I should create awareness in my state, try to start a grassroots esports and co like that. But what they're actually doing is we are not even going anywhere because to me, an organization is supposed to be something that actually empower people, create awareness. But I think majority of people are not even focusing on that. They are just focusing on reward, posts, and some selfish interests. So and whereby things supposed not to be like that. So that's the situation on ground. I don't think there is even any much progress in the organization right now. So everything is just static for a while. And though they are planning for maybe league and co like that for Nigerians. But to me, if somebody actually wants to bring up any league and co and they don't actually have any already existing data, just like Doc said, the only person that actually wants anything concerning to esports in Nigeria is Spectacular because he has been doing this for years. He knows how he organizes his stuff. And to me, if at all, if anybody wants to bring anything concern esports and co, they should actually meet him first. And that is how everybody can actually come together under him and whereby things will actually go well for everybody because things will be well organized. Like the way everybody is just doing the esports Nigeria, the Nigeria esports federation, they're actually going on a different way and they call the same esports organization. Whereby it shouldn't be like that. So because everybody just trying to do things concerning to esports, but I don't know. Whenever I want to maybe just try to create awareness to some people, I'll be hearing, okay, my party has collected so amount from government, and the other party too, they are doing so stuff. So, and it shouldn't be like this. Everybody just have to come together. We know we are actually facing a lot of challenges in Nigeria concerning maybe exchange rates, the internet, and the likes. But this is where we're supposed to start with. We just have to focus on that. Start with this thing, then try to empower maybe gamers or something like that. But everybody is not focusing on that. You will just be hearing people hosting tournaments. Imagine they want to host tournaments without having any resources for gamers. Okay, this is the resources we have. They don't actually have any that. They don't actually have anything concerning that. So I think the whatever they are doing is something that is actually creating bad image for Nigerians. Imagine they actually make the differences between them. They take it outside Nigeria to actually show the organizations of esports. Okay, this is actually what is going on in Nigeria. It's something that is actually bad because I don't see any progression in whatever they are doing. So and for me, if I actually want to nominate anybody that actually watch whatever esports in Nigeria is, I will actually go with Spectacular because he has been doing this for years. Everybody actually knows him from Ninja Gaming Evo to Tech Plus or anything related. So I think he's the one that is actually perfect for this job. So not any other body or something because from his existing data, he can actually make something better from it.
Okay, thank you for the trumpets. But really, I put it this way. First, let me first tackle the suggestion of me being like the number one person to go to in esports in Nigeria. The thing is, yes, I have the experience. I've been doing tournaments for over a decade, and I think the first trial tournament I did was in 2007. That failed, but my first successful tournament was in 2010 in Abuja, and I can say that I can't even fit into that position of being like a president or something, because it's more than me just being able to organize tournaments. Is the person has to be able to understand the ethics of the business of esports. I'm a tournament organizer. I can organize tournaments like that from nothing. I can get data information on top gamers in each genre of games in Nigeria. But when it comes to some decision making, like you are running a company, you are running an organization, I might not be able to sort that out. So that's when somebody that claims that wants to be the president has to come in, somebody that can work with me and also be able to manage the masses. So I'm not saying I can't do the job. I'm just saying that yes, even I'm not perfect for that job. Now let's move to esports Nigeria, esports federation, and everything that they are doing. It to me, it's more like a joke, because a lot of it, the two parties, they are more after power than after trying to actually create something for esports in Nigeria. I've been with esports Nigeria for close to a year now, but I've known them since 2018. And I purposely didn't want to join because I wasn't confirmed that the person in charge was eligible to be the president of esports, if he knew anything he was talking about and all. So I wasn't really, keen to be part of them. But along came Dr. Seed. We discussed and he explained to me their agenda and what they want. They are trying to do. So I said, okay, why not give it a chance? It's not like I was planning to run something before, so let me come in. So I joined the Esports Nigeria WhatsApp group. I started following on trends, whatever they wanted to do. I tried to support. And then along came the federation. Someone called me from the Esports Federation and said I should come and join them, but he wanted me to play a match to participate for somebody in Abuja, to represent Abuja. Number one, I didn't quite understand what that meant. I'm not a player, and you're calling me to come and play to represent a state. So immediately I got that call. I knew these ones were jokers. Like, you don't call somebody to come and join an esports federation, and then you're telling that same person that he should come and represent a state that is not in. Things like that just started pissing me off. So I knew that, okay, these ones are jokers. So when they started dragging the federation thing, I was a little bit worried when they took it to the government. I'm like, one thing I know Nigerian government for is when they are ready for something, it's not like they are ready, they just see money. And so they're probably going to look for a way to take it over and do what they want. But again, it was Dr. Seed and Emmanuel that were in charge of it. So I left them. I was like, okay, if you guys really know what you're doing, they said yes, they know what they're doing, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And then not up to like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, they had some sort of election, and then the old federation was disbanded by the Minister of Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Are. He told them they were not eligible to to be a federation because they didn't go through the right processes. So esports federation was removed. Then it came to esports Nigeria. So what they tried to do, Dox, why are you dancing?
How you like this?
Spec is giving us scripture. You just
So you just, it is now you just decide to dance. Dogs. Oh my God.
This is staying in. This is your fault.
Oh my
So
God.
when they disbanded them, they also said esports Nigeria had to do a couple of things before they became a federation. And there was this particular meeting they had that was a bloodbath. It was between the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Esports Nigeria, and the Esports Federation. So they brought everybody together, and they were like, okay, how can you guys make it work? Then the guys from the federation in Abuja said, they are not going to take this, that the minister cannot just come from anywhere and tell them they are not eligible, that they are going to take the minister to court, and then they threw a middle finger. Yeah, and then they threw a middle finger, and then
whoa.
That's serious. That's serious.
No.
This is more than I thought. Like seriously, this is more than I thought.
I was not ready. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
Because I know.
Oh, I can see
I
it.
did not know
This
that. Okay, wait. I did not know that.
I can see it. This guy is telling me that his status is at risk.
No, what? Yeah.
You can guess.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Are we in secondary?
Actually, I don't know about it.
Because I have not seen
This is
this.
so funny,
I've
like,
not seen
seriously.
this level of crazy since I went
Wow.
to all girls secondary school.
This
this
is inside gist. So
Wow, this is beyond what I thought.
yeah, so they had the
we're not
meeting.
full inside now. We don't day full like that. We're still there outside small. Okay, sorry. Continue. Sorry.
So they had the meeting, and then the best boys together, and then the guys from Abuja just turned it into a war. Said they were going to take the minister to court, and we're all going to see in court. And said Dr. Sid was messianing, that he had to apologize, that Dr. Sid cannot come and think he can rule the world and things like that. So, for me, I just came in and said, see, I've been doing tournaments for 10 years. I've done at least 60 tournaments in Nigeria, and I have not come against any federation that has done one thing in Nigeria. So anybody that wants to be a federation has to have some sort of portfolio and say, yes, I have done stuff for the esports community. I have been able to create a structure one way or the other. So if nobody can do that, there's no federation. So when those ones did their middle finger and all of them left, so the minister said, okay, no problem, so they can all go. So you guys here can now from the federation. So go and get us the names of people you know that know about these things, and then send it to us. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And then a couple of days later, they came back to us in the esports Nigeria group and said, okay, people should drop their names. They picked the people that could do stuff, and then said they were going to forward it to the minister so that they can, approve. And then that was 2 weeks ago. That was 3 weeks ago on Thursday or something. And then the Monday after that, which was 2 weeks ago, they said they were going to go and submit the names. And I was like, okay, cool. And then on Wednesday, that same week, I tried calling one of them. I don't want to start mentioning names. And I tried calling someone, and then the person didn't pick up my call. There was actually a problem that esports Nigeria was facing with some guy, some tournament they had. So I wanted to clarify that I wasn't even calling because of that stuff. So they didn't pick up my call, so I didn't know what was happening. Not later in the night, like 11, and I now got a phone call from another person entirely telling me, there was an election today, and the president of the federation, esports federation in Nigeria, is a, I don't want to call the person name yet until they properly announce, is a lawyer that is into sports betting. My heart sank because that same lawyer, when they initially introduced him to us, they said he wanted to gain rights to esports betting, and that's why he was supporting the movement. So when they said he was now the president, my heart sank. I was like, if the esports federation, the president of the esports federation in Nigeria does not know anything about esports, only knows about sports betting, what future do we have right now? And wait, let me even bust your brain before I go back there. They said when they took our names there, the Ministry of Youth said that they had to pick people from different ethnic groups in Nigeria. Please, what does ethnicity have to do with esports?
It's Nigeria. Tribalism is what happens in Nigeria, unfortunately for us.
Oh my God.
And which obviously means that there are going to be people who do not understand what they are doing that are now sitting down.
Exactly.
And they're
So
going to now bring their
I'm telling you.
tribesmen and now put them that they do not know what they are doing.
they had to fill the space with people. They had to fill the space with people from all places in Nigeria that didn't know anything about esports. How are we? We are still living in bondage of what our great grandfathers and our grandfathers have done to destroy Nigeria, and we are bringing it into a newborn baby. Esports is new. It is a baby that we should cherish. We should treat them like a millennial baby, not an ancestral baby that we have suffered. What does ethnicity have to do with being eligible to run an organization? It makes no sense. So when they brought that up, I was fuming where I was, but I said, "This is Nigeria. We have to leave it like that." So they made the president. But the only good thing about the president, which gave me some sort of positive vibe, was that from the survey I've done on the person, he listens and is ready to work with people that knows what they are doing in the industry, because he also wants to merge esports and sports bets. So if somebody, he listens to people in the industry that knows what they are doing, then he will turn out very fine, because he's going to bring the best of both worlds together and add it into something big, which is what the global industry is trying to do now. They are trying to make esports and sports bets together to make it work. So if he can do that, fine. I'm all for him. I'm 50% into him now. Then if he can make that one work, then yeah. Then the vice president, which I am very happy with that person, is a female esports promoter that I have listened to, and I have seen her vision, and I'm also trying to work with in different things. So at least I am very sure that yes, that person will be able to do something for esports and work well with the president and do something. And it's a female. You people definitely know her, so I don't want to start calling names until they bring out the list. And Dr. Sid, oh shoot, I didn't want to call that. Okay, so then
if you want, I could talk on that one, for at least just from an outsider's perspective, as in just from just my own experience of just looking. Because first of all, I didn't even know Dr. Sid used to do like live streaming stuff at all. I didn't know he was in esports still. I think it was when I was chatting with Dox, I said that he's even played matches with Dr. Sid and Then I go try and check out. I was like, oh, I'm sure the views you got was plenty. It's like, no, it was okay. Then I go check out a few of Dr. Sid's stuff. Then I realized that his views, bearing in mind as a YouTuber, as someone as a YouTuber, and I'm trying to do my Twitch, and bear in mind I do my YouTube as a hobby situation because I don't do like a job situation. I know there are things I expect. He's somebody that has how many followers? if I had his followers on social media in general, do you know how much of a give I would be if I went to sponsors? Because I will say that this is my audience, but he hasn't been able to convert his audience to his gaming.
Yeah.
He's not been able to do that, which I find, like I said, from the outside, does not make any goddamn fucking sense to me. I understand that Twitch, data-wise, Twitch can be very, very frustrating, data-wise. Slash, you do it on YouTube. But if he's not been able to get that viewership, if he's getting the same viewership, which I get, where I'm not even anybody who's watching, they know I don't even take my thing seriously. If he's getting the amount of views I'm getting, how am I supposed to take him seriously? That's for me on its own side. Just for me personally. I just thought I had to edit that out. So yeah, continue.
Yeah, that makes sense. But when it comes to converting Nigerian viewers into YouTube, what they call viewership or stuff, is almost impossible because of the issues we're working with data.
Yes, I know for Twitch. Sorry, interrupting you.
Yeah.
For Twitch in particular, because in Twitch, unless you're a partner, they don't give you like a transcoder thing that will let you be able to choose the resolution you want to play to your viewers to watch in. They can only watch in the resolution at which you play. Which, of course, if you're like me, when I do on Twitch, I play 1080p. I already know everybody, when I play 1080p, I know I'm not going to see anybody except the Nigerians that live abroad. And I will export it to YouTube where they will now watch it eventually. Because on YouTube is more forgiving. YouTube is more data friendly. Even though Twitch is more streamer friendly, YouTube is more data friendly. But I know he also has a YouTube account. Because he was now doing it on YouTube as well. Because I know our people, they want something before they do something. But yeah.
So what I've noticed about Dr. Seed's structure, or let me say how he wants to do his thing, he's trying to bring out quality entertainment to quality viewers. He's not looking at the masses. That one I have seen with what he's doing. If you look at his products, Citizens Rival, Citizens Gaming, is top notch, and he's trying to get a particular set of people. So he's not looking at the masses. I don't know how that's going to work for him because I always deal with the masses. That's why most of my you get don't understand.
Yeah, I totally understand. Like that thing, I spoke with Alaobi about that thing he did. For example, you are dealing with the masses, you're able to get something out. You should remember that this is Nigeria. We have more of the masses than quality people. And sometimes you can make more money with these masses than this quality thing. Like, for example, he did the COD tournament and was like 10,000. Personally, to me, it is not much because Mr. Oche, you can be a witness that I came all the way from Lagos for a tournament. It was 10,000 and the prize money is just 100K. Look at my price of transportation. I understand what he's doing. I am a quality person. But for now, you need to come down to people's level. Not show them with your own distance. And then when they are high enough, you begin to increase. If he's looking at quality, he would not get quality in Nigeria. And if he's saying he wants to go abroad to get that quality, he will start from behind and he will not be able to reach likes of 100 Thieves or Cloud9 or other. No, you can't. Even he can't even beat any organization in South Africa. Can he beat 80K? No. He can't beat Bravado Gaming. He can't even beat Goliath Gaming. So if he wants to do something, he needs to go the masses. That's exactly where we are even still boiling down to. Meet people like Spectacular has been in the game. Who knows what is happening? I have been to different tournaments. I can tell you what people want and what they don't want. So that's what we are saying. You need people that experience. And that election that I said they did, I'm praying that it is people that, for example, okay, yes, we need people who have money at the top, but you need to bring people who have been into different places, who have gone to the streets. Ask them for ideas. Me, I cannot be hosting tournament, but I have ideology. I have idea. I'm an ideologist. I know exactly what can work for people in Nigeria. But if he's going that route, he will not get anything, and that's just the truth.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't know what the end result is supposed to be, but from what I've seen him do, number one, he has good intentions for esports in Nigeria, but I think he has a target audience, and he's trying to get. So let's now move back to the journal of esports. So after hearing all that he brought in somebody from the some person to they even gave a post to referees and stuff, and he brought in somebody that I have never that has not heard of esports before. I was like, okay, let's. There's really nothing we can do since the governments have come in. I'm just going to opt out immediately from anything esports association and just continue focusing on my business, continue focusing on creating content and tournaments. So if anybody now needs me, just come and pay me for my consultancy. I have done my quota as trying to work with an association and everything. I have seen where it is going to, and I've seen what has come out of it. That it's not what you know or your experience that is going to get you anywhere in that association. Is who you know and your ethnicity. I'm not interested in that. So 3 days after, even no, the same night that I heard they did the elections, I left Esports Nigeria and I said that said I'm not going to be part of the federation or Esports Nigeria itself, because anything that has to do with anything that doesn't work with merits, I'm not interested. I want to work with people that have experience. I want to work with people that know what they're doing, not somebody that just wants to have power to do stuff or make money. So I just opted out. So that's the situation of the Esports Federation and Esports Association and everything in Nigeria right now. We just have to pray that they don't turn it into a joke more than it is right now. Because
it's a joke.
If it continues without them, now you can start with people that really don't know anything, but sit down and understand what's going on and work with people. If they are able to do that, trust me, if you have the backing of the Nigerian government, esports is going to bloom in Nigeria. But if they mistakenly do not look for people, for professionals that understand esports in Nigeria, and I'm not saying global esports in Nigeria, they will fail. And the only thing we're going to be able to achieve in Nigeria is local tournaments that we've been doing for the past 10 years.
Can I please say something? You just made mention of out of like 100 people in this esports scene in Nigeria, I can tell you 90 people don't know anything about esports. Now let me give you a secret. We have esports Nigeria, there's another federation, there's one federation. Now the federation that one Igbo guy's name like that, do you know he goes to
Clinton Agbo?
Do you know this guy collected money from the first minister of sports, collected money for grassroots sports from that minister, and he never did anything.
Yeah, let me come in. Though actually I don't really know much about that, because they didn't even tell us that when I tried to join them, because it was this Obina guy that actually brought me to that federation. They said they acquire esports certificate from International Esports Federation, and they say the certificate costs $9,000. So that is what they say, and that is the only thing I think they actually executed. Others, even to be part of the esports federation, I think you even have to pay some amount to be associated with them.
Brad, check this out. Please don't let anybody fool you.
Did you see
No association in the world collects money. I am a partner. I am a member of the International Omnipotent Esports Committee. I am a member of the Esports World Federation. All of them, they don't get heads. They need us, so they won't ask you to pay $1.
Yeah, that is what I want to. That is what I want to say. I'm just actually telling you the insights for us that we are actually representing.
Do you see where we're going to already? They already know that they're going to use it to siphon money from the government.
So imagine that the association has to pay some of, let me just say 200 plus. I won't say the actual amount. Let me just say 200 plus. We have to pay that one way or the other. We don't actually have any funding. They are trying to tell us, okay, we should go and look for soliciting of funding and co like that. Imagine that. Yeah, am I going to even put my own personal money there, or maybe trying to go and meet people for money? Okay, please want to start esports association, pay us. That doesn't make any sense. People don't actually have some resources to actually make themselves a professional esports player. You are telling us to be paying them again. So what
That's
is the essence of the body if you can't actually empower gamers? So what is
that's
now the essence
yeah,
of being esports organization?
yeah,
So
that's a point of
that is
comments.
something that is kind of a twist to me. So I don't actually go by their way. I was just like, okay, let me just observe them. So that is why I even told the guy, I'm just observing. I'm not on anybody's side now. Even if I want to go with anybody, I would rather go with you. That is what I told him. I would rather go with Spectacular because none of you are even doing anything that even something you can say, okay, you have an achievement. You don't even have it. Some of them they don't even know some esports games. You see somebody calling League Legend. How will somebody will just be calling? Imagine that. So all
Let
this
me
kind of
bust your
stuff.
brain. Let me bust your brain.
So
Let me tell you something
Like
funny.
every
it's not
time you say you want
funny.
to brush our brain, you will not come and
Let
kill all
me
of
It's not
us.
funny.
let me bust one brain. So there was a meeting between the federation, the esports federation, the minister. This was the earlier days before they went through. So they were talking about esports in Nigeria, and then the
Don't
president of
worry.
the federation in Nigeria said, "Oh yeah, that they've been doing a lot. That they have people in the government that they just secured a PS5 for Dino Malai."
Chineke mo.
Oh my god. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
No. Mbano. Repeat.
so wait,
Sorry.
let
You
me.
said
That's
So
PS5.
PS5.
That is coming out this holiday.
Yeah, for
As in
Dino
that
the,
Malai.
wait
don't
oh
worry. They
That
wait oh
they
something where they
pre-ordered
never
it for him
finish
now.
oh
They
wait
pre-ordered it
something
for
where they
him.
never finished for Sony that is still having issues with some things with some parts that they've
Though
not finished yet.
they pre-order they secure a pre-order for him. Don't worry. So
I
let me
mean,
even tell you from the interview he actually did. I
Chineke.
mean the Nigeria Esports Federation. He did an interview. He said they want to focus on getting all these equipment like all the PS and co, bargaining with dealers whereby they will get all these things cheap at cheaper price. And to me today, what have they done? They have not done anything. They don't actually have any structure to even do that. So they are just shouting, we want to host tournaments, we want to make Nigerian league, whereby we have a data cost that is very expensive. And we all know how large games are nowadays. And people are actually even facing another challenge apart from network. We have NEPA that is among them. They are now saying they don't even actually know some gamers. They don't actually even have contact to some gamers. They are just trying to link up. Okay, they know me. Find those people. Find this for us. Find that for us. Imagine that you said you are an organization. You don't actually even have a survey. You don't actually have data of who you are dealing with, and you are saying you want to start something. It's something that everybody should reason. Imagine I'm just trying to stay moot because whatever they are doing, they only try to bring some gamers whereby I know the people that are representing the state, like people like us like this, are just like ordinary gamers. But the majority of people that are at the top, I won't lie to you, they don't actually have the experience of being a gamer and something about esports and the structure of esports. They don't actually know anything about it. I won't lie to you because I, I told you, how I we saw somebody be calling League Legend. Imagine that. I was like, are you kidding me? Why will you be calling League Legend? So a lot of them they don't actually know some games. They only know the majority of games they know is FIFA. So but any game that is an esports game, they don't actually know it. They only hear okay, they are paying people from this game, they are paying people from this game. They don't actually have any data for it. So it's something that is very, very terrible. So the organization is just upside down to me. I don't think even the two organizations and whatever they are doing, they should just cancel it. Let's focus on neutral ground. Everybody should just come together because I think we should find a solution because one way or the other, these people will still affect gamers in Nigeria if they actually go by their own way.
I wish I could show the video of an interview he did like a month ago. If you had seen the background, oh, I got the picture.
Oh,
Can I share a screen, please? Oh my God, can I share the screen? I need to share the screen. Oh my
is
God.
this the one where he was wearing the green face cap and he had like a white banner behind him with esports Nigeria on it and he was saying we've
I
got the
have that one.
certificate,
I told you I'm
the
among
thing,
them. I
thing.
have that one. I think I
Yeah,
have. I've deleted the video also.
That's the
You're not
one.
well. You're not well. I kept asking you. I needed that video back because that thing was comedy.
I've deleted the video. What did
Oh,
I need
sorry,
it for?
sorry. I think Dox is trying to say something, but is the
Like
word.
Omonla, there's something I understand. You know, everybody can still. Okay, I assume some people are not trying to leave their seats because they've gone too far with this thing. I understand that, but everybody can still work together, right? We can have one federation. Okay, for you to become the president, what can you offer us in the space of 1 year? You know, I was speaking to, there's this guy that does this live something on Twitter. I invited him once. I said, let's do a debate. I think Mr. Spectacular, maybe he's going to contact us. Let's do a debate. Call these people. Let the whole of Nigeria hear what they have in their mouths. What can you give the youth or the people of Nigeria in terms of this sport? What can you give them? Let's know. Don't just put people there and think maybe
Yeah,
because they have.
I think that makes a lot of sense if they can do something like that. So
No,
let
he
people
said
come out and say,
because he gave me an interview and I said, let's do a debate. Even the other guy said, yes, I think Dox have been saying that. Let's do it. Call these people out. Me, I no send you. I will ask you questions and I'm not looking for president. Waiting because I'm president. I mean, I will put my game to go. But the problem is, if it happens like that, the youth will find nothing. They won't see anything about it. Spectacular has database organization. He has made the name fine. When the same guy is asking me, okay, Docs, assuming you want a post in Nigeria, what would you want? I say, me, just make me an ideology or maybe youth something, maybe to help them do. Forget that one. I don't need all those presidents. If you want to pay me salary, but I will do my own job. That's my own. But looking at people are just fighting for that president because they're
I'm
not saying that
telling you,
president.
the
That
post.
president.
can you please let me share screen? You need to have this picture on your, there are two pictures I need to show you.
Okay, after Spectacular
Oh
talks, I want
God.
to get because everybody's been talking. After Spectacular shows the stuff, I want to get Young Jollof. Sorry, I'm hungry. I want Jollof. I want to get your perspective on this because you've been
Oh
very
my
quiet.
God.
I'm sure we've blown your
Yeah,
mind in this whole thing.
yeah,
You're like, what the fuck just happened?
yeah. I'm listening. Writing actually. I'm writing a script for a video while we're doing.
No, wala.
But at
Dude, if
this
you want to collaborate, I'm fine. I'm happy.
yeah,
But you
I
know,
mean,
think you guys will make a better collaboration. You
no,
and the
but
Nigerian Jollof.
thank you. Calm
everybody,
down.
everybody
Sorry.
that is on.
And you can be our
Let me
audience.
know when you've enabled. So I can
Yeah, let
start.
Guy talk. Let Young Jollof talk because I want to hear his perspective of this thing from an
Oh,
outsider view who did not even have an
no.
idea what was going on.
Let Spectacular share his screen first, and I'll.
Oh yeah, after Spectacular shares a screen. Spectacular.
Okay.
Hopefully this video will work fine. I'll just put this whole video on YouTube.
Yeah, so you need to enable me share the screen.
Okay, give a second. Okay, now make host. Sorry, I do not know how to do this thing. I guess spotlight video. Yeah,
Okay.
spotlight video. Yeah.
No, not that. No.
Oh,
You need
oh.
to.
Do I have to give it to somebody else? Sorry, I do not know how to share screens. I've not done this before.
Okay, I think you need to go to the settings somewhere. Okay, let Nigerian Nerd talk while you're looking for
Okay,
this.
Nigerian, let's see if I can make this work.
Okay.
So
What I'm seeing, what I've heard from everybody that has spoken so far is that there are three main problems. There's lack of collaboration. So we have disparate bodies now, separate bodies. Everybody is looking to be the king of the hill. Everybody wants to be in charge. Everybody wants to be in bed with government and all of that. And then we have lack of credibility / leadership. So it looks like leadership now is a matter of who is better connected, who is most connected, as opposed to who is most qualified. And then looking like the third issue is lack of transparency. Because if they are doing elections, if lists are being sent to minister, if they are creating boards and bodies and presidents, and nobody knows about this except for a select few, I wouldn't have known. There's a high likelihood that nobody would have even said this if Spectacular wasn't on this call and if Spectacular isn't as privileged as he is with information. So we have three problems. There's no collaboration, no credibility, and no transparency. And the truth is that each one of these are really, really bad because if you ignore any one of these problems, you can set the industry back for 10, 15 years. It will just still be people doing the tournaments in plazas in Abuja and Lagos and inviting people and posting on Facebook and Twitter, but without any real impact because like you guys have all said, if there's no government buy-in, then the industry grows. But if there's government buy-in under corrupt or leadership that doesn't know what they're doing, then it's a waste of time. It will just be business as usual with a few people benefiting. Then the fourth thing that came to my mind was for me, esports cannot be real in this country until two main things are taken care of. That's infrastructure and power. Infrastructure being internet, and then I separate power and then electricity. If we don't have those two things and we can't empower online gaming, because the world right now, the tournaments that we see, let's say for instance now, esports, League of Legends internationals like that they have twice a year. There's MSI and there's the one they have in November. The reason why MSI and Worlds hold is because over the course of each season, players play online, and then whoever wins or whoever ends up in Challenger, which is the highest level, gets scouted by teams, and then they now start to play. So what you are seeing as people playing on stage or in stadiums is after thousands of hours of grinding online. Then you can now say, oh, I'm a signed player now, I have a contract, I'm playing with this team, I'm doing that. So if you don't have electricity and you don't have internet, really, that means we're still going to fall back on what we've been doing before, which is coming to one hotel or one plaza over the weekend, like how Dox flew from Lagos to Abuja to where we're hosting our own played, and then you go back, and it's not sustainable. You can't do that. In fact, you can't do that for a short amount of time before your funds run out or before you get too old. So for me, it's like the bigger problems that we have, these are the bigger problems. And if the people who are being brought into positions of leadership now are ignoring these things, they're just coming into so that their name can be on one list, should be anyone's salary you'll be doing, then we're wasting our time. Is really sad. It's really, really sad. Another thing that I want to say is that there has to be a representative of the players. I know that sometimes, right, in business, you don't want a creative person as your CEO because creatives can be too, they get lost in their feelings, in their emotions. So there's a tendency for them to not be the best leaders. But if your CEO is not a creative, then maybe whoever you have in charge of maybe innovation, or whoever is in charge of your product design, or whoever is in charge of something, you still have to have somebody who is a part and parcel of the system, somebody who isn't a logical thinker in a position of leadership. And from everything I'm hearing, most of the people that are involved with this thing now sound like people who are, let's call them businessmen, let's call them logistics people, let's call them tournament organizers. But you still need the players as part of it, because it's the player that'll tell you what works for you. If you don't have players as part of your framework or whatever you're building, you have nothing. You have a good running product that appeals to nobody. So I don't know how the structure holds. I don't know how these elections hold. I don't even know why there is an election if there is no nationally recognized body. Like, what are we electing you for? Is it just because you are connected to the current administration, which is Nigeria? That's Nigeria's MO. Whoever is in power now, okay, he's my friend. Let's apply for contract. Let's make money. Then after 4 years, 8 years, it moves to the next set of people that are in favor. We can't continue like that. He said something that we need to treat this like a millennial baby, not a colonial era baby, not the baby of our ancestors. Things need to be done right. And if there's no credibility, when he said ethnic groups, I just put my face on my hand. I said, what? So Hausa, Yoruba was doing plots now.
Wazobia with no sense.
Oh no. So
that doesn't want anything.
I've just been taking notes, and I'll draft a script for a video. I'll send all of you questions that you can answer, and then we'll get that out there, and then we'll just push it as much as so that people know that these are some of the issues that are being faced right now. But it's really sad. It's really sad.
So okay, nice one. So basically, there was one of the things you said, like what the structure that they should be trying to sort out. When it comes to online gaming and how we should work and try and get the gamers online, Dox knows, at least for the past, since 2016, I've been throat to throat with MTN. And different of them, even I've spoken to basically all the ISPs in Nigeria. And I think the only thing that that is giving me hope this year is due to the pandemic and the whole world going online and esports now being like the big thing everywhere. They were able to see it. Now they're contacting us trying to see how they can salvage something from esports in Nigeria. So online gaming is going to pick up most likely in 2021 in Nigeria because we're in talks with a lot of telcos right now, seeing how they can create cheap data bundles for two things. I didn't just go for gamers. I went for streamers too. I told them, see, it's not just about gaming. Now, when we're playing games online, we have to create opportunities for content providers to start streaming. Now, how many people will watch their content in Nigeria? So you need to be able to create cheap data for people to be able to watch these streams that we're streaming. So what we're able to do now, get streamer packages where streamers will be able to stream for a very long time with very cheap data, and then their viewers will also be able to view them. An example, I think I can blow their trumpet a little bit because they seem like the only one they see is Airtel TV. I'm sure you guys have been seeing Airtel TV. Airtel TV is, for me, going to be the YouTube of Nigeria because what Airtel TV does is if you subscribe for your normal data, you'll be able to watch everything on Airtel TV for free. Your normal data, even if it's your 1 gig you do per month, but because you have that 1 gig, you can watch 1 billion gig worth of data from Airtel TV. So if we get streamers to move to Airtel TV, get gamers to right now, streamers and viewers can now start having opportunities to watch their favorite streamer, and then the streamers also being able to stream their Airtel. But the next thing is now getting them to be able to provide cheap data for the gamers, which they're also working on. Right, but we're starting with mobile esports first for games like PUBG, Call of Duty, League of Legends, Clash Royale, games like that. We want to start with them, whereby we're talking to the producers of those games. One of them are giving us rights to be able to work with any telco in Nigeria, and that's even the most played game. I don't want to mention the name right now. Like you can. What we're going to do now is anybody on that network will be able to play games free. Now, if you buy your data, instead of spending like your 1.5 gig a week, you can use your 1.5 gig for the whole month, just for playing that particular game. So more games are going to join that directory. So we're already looking at that part. These are the things that the president should be thinking about. How his players are going to be able to play games, how they're going to make money, how gamification and education is going to work, how the game developers will start getting grants and support from industries to make them produce games. We need Nigerian games. We tried, there's a game we did late last year, although it wasn't published. It featured some art. It was a fighting game. Let me say it anyway, since they didn't, but it's really annoying that they didn't even do anything about it. It's called Make a No Cost Fight. It featured Fowls, Ajebota, and Bodge. The fighting game. It's the only one of its kind in Nigeria. But we had no support. We basically got 1 million naira from the artists to try. And we needed more money to continue, but it's just there. So
you see, okay, sorry, just to cut it now. You just say you had no support because I understand you're going to like the elite people, the money people. But as the gamers, as everybody said, there's always more of the masses than the elites. If even the gamers had because that was sounding cool to me. I was like, oh, this sounds like some weird shit that's up my alley. Let me go see what the hell this is about. And because this is why, over here, you have things like GoFundMe and all that stuff. You do Kickstarter and whatnot. But everything with Nigeria already has K-leg to begin with. Once you're already coming from Nigeria, you want to use one of those accounts, those crowdfunding situations, it doesn't always go well. But you see, it's so sad that because with the situation we have right now in our country, where a lot of people do not even know what esports is. If just my cousin, I just talked to like, what? And I had to sit down and explain to her. Then I was talking to another cousin. I had to sit down and explain to him. I basically like one day was just me explaining to 10 different relatives what esports gaming was. And these are all people like Nigeria. These are all people that they went to school. They knew how they know about video games or whatnot, but they didn't even know that there was that outside that they could actually earn a living from it. That you can, whether it's from online tournaments or from offline tournaments or just doing things. So in that case, it's just sounding so sad that we don't even have much grassroots. Yes, there are grassroots organizations out there, but because of everybody and another extra thing, sorry, I have to just keep stopping again, because there's one thing I always used to say, because if the federation was working fine, the federation can go to all these companies and offer them tax breaks, offer them incentives to be able to give us these good, these cheaper packages, or you find the shit out of them, and if you find them enough, they go, you either tease them with honey or vinegar. But at the end of the day, it just seems like our situation is like they don't understand what, they don't get it. I have from people that watch my stuff with YouTube, and I have people that will watch my YouTube, they don't watch my YouTube properly. What they will do, they'll go and illegally download it so they can get a smaller size and watch it later. And they will now tell me like online, like, oh, I love it. I was like, dude, you could have just watched 30 seconds and liked the video at least before you do. I go, no, I don't have the data, so I have to just say, okay, fine, I understand. But it's all these little things. And just like Spectacular said before, he did say this, that trying to cater to the Nigerian market for streaming is not an easy thing. It is not, because which was his defense for Dr. Sid not getting the views he should get, which is true, because at the end of the day, we don't have the data, we don't have the money for the data, and also as a young Jollof already said, there's two things, and this is something I even said 2 weeks ago in my podcast. We need power and we need internet. In fact, as somebody pointed out to me, the power is not even necessary. So everybody has inverter, whatever. It's the internet that we really need at the end of the day.
Before I said internet, so 4 days ago I did a test run. I said the sponsor gave me 100K. I said he'll give you away. I'm like, okay, how do I do it? Do I give 1,000 to 100 people or 60 to 50 people? 80%. Almost the big data. So that thing, I knew that, man, if we can have data, so many things will go right.
Oh, Spec.
Yeah, I'm among the right. I voted. Yeah,
of course, you voted. You wanted the data. Spec, are you able to share?
Yeah, and I requested.
Now? Are you able to share the screen? You should be able to do it. So I changed it to all participants at one at a time.
Okay, yeah, I think I can now.
I hope you can, because I have no idea, unless we'll just tell you to put it on your big
Yes, yeah, I can. So then
wow, this is going to be this has gone a bit longer than expected.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, it was not a boring moment. We learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
The thing is here, huh? I don't know what Nigeria is trying to do, but my own personal thinking.
Okay. Screen sharing.
Yeah, I did it right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the video. Yeah, I've seen
it. This guy has a PS2. No, sorry, a PC. All those fake PC
controller. Yes, I saw it.
Oh my God, that's even like
I saw it. I saw it. I was so sad that day. I
think
I'm among them.
Is that a PS2 controller? That's a PS2 controller.
No. It's a PC. No, it's a PC.
It's a PC controller.
All those fake
normal
PC, 500 naira controllers
on the
left.
Controller, yes. On my left is the 500 naira. On the right is looking like.
What did you come and go?
The picture is bad. Yes, the picture is bad.
See, Ada has the video. I sent the video to Ada.
No, I have to go and check. I have to look for it.
Oh my God. Go and check it.
Is that a printer? Is that a printer?
Yes.
It's so sad. I saw it as well. It's so sad.
Check this out. This is my analogy of this place. This guy actually is somebody that does all this merchandise, all these award plaques.
Our challenge plenty.
If you look at this wardrobe by his left, that's where they keep all the all the plaques.
Yes.
These awards are a sample of awards in their shop. So what they did, they all put all this background.
Baba, why now? Why?
It's the truth now.
Why now?
These guys are
They say why.
Then they now plaque, then they print. All they just did was that's what they do.
See the funny thing, I didn't even look at this thing. I was just laughing at the
problem.
thing initially. I didn't even look. I wasn't doing Inspector
What
Gadget.
you do is not the problem, but this is an embarrassment now. You go print
Yeah.
rubbish.
I'm telling you, I was so sad watching it. Well,
Can you recap?
the moment he now brought out that certificate, I was also like, even the environment, everything is just so
Enhancing
tight.
PlayStation. Oh, Chimo.
Oh
Can
my
you
God.
Exactly. That PlayStation.
What
Where
is
is
that?
this one?
I am
They are
hitting my head.
enhance-
I'm
they are
hitting my hand
enhancing
into my head. My head into my
PlayStation.
hand. I don't even know.
Please, can you enlarge those faces? Let me send to them. I want to check if the guy that actually brought me in is there. I just want to
Bear
check.
in mind, he said PlayStation is 2 words. He didn't put 1 word, by the way. It's 2 words.
The
Yes,
guy is
now.
not there. It's only the president that is there. The president is in the middle. Oh my God.
Yes.
So all these
We
children, all these children,
we
are
are
trying to tell me
doomed
they
in
could
this
not tell.
country.
Are you trying to tell me all these children could not tell Baba that he don't fuck up? Thank you.
Do they know?
But
Do they
maybe
know what he's doing? Do they know?
I'm telling you, these people are just crash out gamers. Maybe those people playing in PS2 shops.
They are
That's
not
the
even
majority of
gamers.
them now.
Please do not
As
remind
the
me. When you said
president.
PS2, I remember a long time ago when I lived.
Yes, now that's the president now.
I remember when I lived
I
in
have his
Apapa one
contact.
time. When
Oh
I
my
was
God.
still living in Apapa, I came home for the
I beg,
holidays. Went
I beg.
back.
We
Chaluna,
are
I went
screwed
back.
in
This
this
guy was
country.
selling
Dogs,
PS3 game.
don't screenshot this,
This is going to be
because I
video.
know you are good in
This is going to be
screenshots.
video. This is going to be video already.
Oh my
What kind
God.
of nonsense? See, please,
Enhancing
what
PlayStation. Oh my God.
PS5?
Enhancing PlayStation. This is
Wait,
very
So,
I
sad.
was look. Say they said they secured this for medium
Oh,
senator. That's what I call Dino Malaya.
Seg, you don't dey play Valorant.
I don't tire.
yeah, they play. They play.
I'm broken.
Yeah,
They
nice.
broken me. I'm broken. I do business.
So please,
This is very sad. Like
imagine
seriously, this is very
it's
enhancing PlayStation.
Hold
Oh
on.
my
What,
God.
sorry, please, you guys, did you know Malaya case? They said they secured the PS5 for him.
yes.
Oh
Yes.
my
He
God.
has a PS5.
They say he has a PS5. Yes. Yes.
Oh, did they collect money from him?
Medium senator has a PS5. Yes. Medium senator. That's what I call him. If you've seen the dream, how the dream dresses like as if he does not know his size. That is what the guy
How did
dresses
you
like. He
get
dresses like as if he's 10.
They laugh.
Yeah, but yes,
So,
I can't just have to
medium
laugh.
senator has a PS5. Yes, that's it. It
God,
happens.
these people are actually playing jokes on us.
Nigeria will not kill somebody.
So imagine what they are doing. They are now making people like us, like this, to be suffering here. Like I have to go and create awareness for people that don't even know about esports. Talk to them one on one, going from one place to another. Now they will be there under their AC or maybe in their office. They call their office and they will be doing nonsense like this. Whereby they are the one that is holding the better post. And then in the end, they will still be requesting us that okay, we should pay some amount of money for them. It's very sad now. How are you going to be doing like this?
At the end of the day, what we need to basically do is make sure that whoever is trying to build an esports brand to make sure they do a good job. Immediately I saw this fiasco, I jumped out and called my partners agency that see we have a lot of work to do. These people are not going to come in and start writing different biographies for me and different laws on this thing. Please, let us focus on building esports in Nigeria. Let us focus on the brand. Let us focus on doing what we've been doing for the past 10 years. I started Tech Plus in 2015.
Wow, great event.
Yeah, it wasn't my project. I was hired by a company called Connect Marketing to come and organize that tournament. And I can say today that I am a partner now in that company. I now own part of Tech Plus because I did a great job and because we have a lot of things doing. We have plans to make esports a big thing in Nigeria. So if you're going into esports in Nigeria, just for me, get your game right. If you're coming, come correct. Because these people are going to mess you up soon. Very soon. If care is not taken and the Esports Federation does not go the right path, they will just come on. Look, this is inside this. I heard that they will push the lottery board to come and be disturbing people that are hosting tournaments in Nigeria. Who the fuck does that? Sorry for using the F word. How is
Guy, you're allowed.
esports?
Swear as much as you like.
How is esports connected to lottery? Lottery is luck based. Esports is skill based. You have to have the skill. If you don't know how to play Street Fighter, don't enter the arena. You are dead. If you have if you don't even know how to use tactical defense, don't go and play FIFA professionally. It is skill based. You need to learn skills in esports. It has nothing to do with luck. How will you compare sports bets and lottery
and
to esports? So we need to know, we need people that will understand these things and say, we are not part of this, but we can incline both of them and say, yes, they can work in it, but they are two different things. If we do not make sure that the leaders we have understand what these projects are, this is going to be doomed. It will, 7-8 years ago, or let's say 10 years ago, one World Cup that we did that Nigeria lost to. My brother said something that I didn't understand then. He said that it would take Nigeria another 15 years to build, 10 to 15 years to build another team, another squad. I said, why? He said, because 75% of the people in that squad didn't get there because they know how to play football. They got there because they knew somebody in NFL.
Of course.
That is what is going to happen to esports.
It's just a leg now because
when we've already started having ethnic groups, that's why Baba Yaro that is the president to say, oh, my brother's cousin plays.
My brother's cousin.
Yeah, bring him.
That's what going to do with my own team.
Mr. Tinungu will say, yes, my brother is here. He plays.
Put him there.
And then we will have problems. We need to start this thing on merit professionalism.
But what can we now do now to actually rectify this, or what is the solution now?
For me, my solution is getting my brand to be relevant in the industry. Because if your brand is relevant in the industry, they will listen to you at some point. They can. I don't care. I'm not chasing Nigerian team.
Yeah.
They have control over Nigerian team. They don't have control over esports teams. I am building esports teams in Nigeria, not esports teams for Nigeria.
Wow.
So I'm going to concentrate on producing these people, on bringing out talents, and creating opportunities for them to come out. That's what I am going to focus on. If they want, they can concentrate on bringing their uncles and their sisters to come and play. They can dirty Nigeria's image.
I think one thing is this, First of all, let's scatter it. The best thing I know that I've noticed that I've learned some things in South Africa. South Africa is moving ahead because most of these things are privatized. They are privatized. They are owned by individuals. Most of these companies is individuals. So if they can privatize esports in Nigeria Game Evo, he has his own. Privatize it. Let him give him money to do something. Also, when they fight for president, what do they have? If they don't have anything, don't give them. Do you understand?
That's what I was telling you at that the other time.
As it is right now, my manager knows there's a basic plan. Okay, I broke the word. What's the lanes? Myself can make it come here. There's another plan. If you like, make Nigeria do their own. You don't consign me. By the time Evo keeps doing this thing, now money I remain and I make Evo do like this. If there was money, we know it's true. If there was money, okay. Are you telling me right now that after I don't break world record, do some kinds of things, and it's okay? I have money, 50 million. It's okay. I want to pick 3 gamers from Nigeria to join me here in South Africa. Do you know how many people will move to me? Because I have at least shown something. But you see these people in esports Nigeria, tell me one thing, not half, one thing they have done. The president, tell me one.
Just
I need one.
Logos.
So why are you now voting them in? It is wrong. Why? Where is the experience? No, if you want to get job for Nigeria, don't you ask for 2-year experience, 3-year experience? This one, they don't even get 6-month experience, and then they are becoming president.
I told you, somebody was calling League Legend. So, so for you to know the reality, it's so sad for you to know the reality. I don't want to mention his name, but you don't show the person to us now. So imagine that. I was so sad that day, like, what kind of sort of person is this? And you are claiming to be a president of an organization, and you don't even know what is going on in that organization. So
You
it's so
know,
sad.
the truth about the matter is, for me, what I know is whatever you do, uh, it will show in your portfolio and it will show in your tenure what you've done and how you can manage things. If you don't know this thing, it's not, this thing is not rocket science, so, and it's rocket science at the same time, because you need to know before you can say this is what you want to do. If you come at me, when I go for presentations, and they ask me a question, I give them answers because I have it in my head. If you want to ask me the top 10 players in all the games that I do esports in Nigeria, I will tell you because I do those tournaments, because I know these people. If you want to tell me, give me the history of gaming. How has gaming come to be in the past 10 years in Nigeria? I will tell you. I will tell you when we started playing Family Comes to Super Nintendo, to PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and everything. I will tell you. I will tell you how many percentage of people play PlayStation in Nigeria, how many percentage play PC in Nigeria, how many percentage play Xbox and do mobile game in Nigeria. Because I know this demography. I will tell you what the problems are in Nigeria, why people are not becoming professional esports players, why people are not becoming content providers in Nigeria. I will tell you because I know I am in the industry. The gamers will also tell you these things. But if you bring somebody that does not know about all these people, who does not know all these things, it's not possible now. Somebody was talking to a big company one day, one of these people in the esports federation, and he called me, was asking me that who is the best player in FIFA in Nigeria. And I laughed. I said, but you're supposed to be the head of the federation.
I'm telling
How will
you.
do you want to go and ask the FIFA, as in real football, the FIFA president, who is the highest earning player? He will tell you because that's his job. He knows. They have this data. If people don't have data of what your gamers are doing, you don't know the hottest game going on, you don't know how to create esports.
It's so sad. They have to contacted me that time that I should provide players for them. So I was even the one that is even providing. Okay, these are the people that play this. These are they don't even know how those the pattern of those games are being played. They be asking me, oh, how is this game being played? They have to go for okay best of three and this and that. They are
Is it the
like, wow.
federation was looking for players
They
that
don't
time?
actually know about those games. So it's very sad. Like seriously, it's very sad. That was why I just reasoned. These people don't even know about this. They are just theirs.
Omonla just confirmed that's the
So
federation one, right? The one that was the old federation that we now know is broken.
yeah,
So
now that's the
that's
federation
how he came
I
on.
was
That's
talking
how he came
about.
on Nairaland and he was asking for this thing because he was asking some things that you even asked what
Yeah,
I
he
could
was the
play.
guy now.
What I
He
could
was
play.
the guy now.
I said I'm not a professional gamer. I cannot play.
So it's so sad. It's so sad. Even the president, I don't think even the president even knows more than the guy. The guy is even better than the major president. So for you
No,
to
the guy
know
has
everything
idea.
is
He
just
has an idea,
upside
but
down.
he's not fully.
He,
He's not fully
he's still
Everybody
versed.
better.
get
I think he's
idea.
still playing. He's only playing FIFA. The guy is only playing FIFA.
No,
But
Everybody
that
get
president,
idea.
I don't think
Everybody
he's
know
even
how
playing
to go.
anything.
oh,
He's
sorry,
just
Dox. What
there.
are you saying?
Okay, bring the idea and cool.
Everybody has idea, but to run that idea is the problem.
Yeah,
That's what we are
yes,
saying.
that's the problem in
Because,
Nigeria
hey,
too. If you have
let
an
me tell
idea
you,
and you don't have
let me
money to
tell you,
execute it,
In South Africa, let me tell you something. There's a place called Matrix Center, right? It's a warehouse. Inside that warehouse, there are 4 gaming organizations inside. Matrix Center get their own gaming lounge. VS get their own. Bravado get their own. There's another one again that have their own. They host different tournaments in that place. But when they want to do one big tournament, they clear out everywhere and use that place. But everybody gather there. If you see that place, if you see, I think I've shown it to you, Omonla, very big. They all come
yeah.
together
I do
to
watch
do that
VS
thing.
gaming now. I do watch them
They
in
come
2017
together
very
to
well.
do that. In fact, when they start that program, you will not believe that is Matrix Center. It's so nice. I'm like, okay, why can't Nigeria do this thing? Why?
We have a lot of challenges. In short, we have a lot of challenges.
Whew.
But to me, we should just try as much as possible to just look for the solution.
Another
Because
thing that
if you actually continue like this, these guys they
Omonla,
just
chill. Omonla,
yeah.
chill. Hello?
Okay.
another
Jollof?
yeah, sorry, another thing we do, right, is to encourage more people to get into content creation. So creating videos and creating content. Because the focus right now is on gamers, right? Like getting players in tournaments, but you need visibility. Like for it to become mainstream eventually, we need more people creating content. Another thing about being a player is that if you're a very good player, then you're still dependent on somebody putting together a tournament or putting together an event. But if you are like Dox was ahead of most people with regards to this. Dox had already started recording his own videos and posting them online a while ago. He is a player, but there's still so much that we can do. You can do videos on the state of the industry. There's video games journalism, because all these issues now, the reason nobody knows about them is that there are no journal. Like we don't have any journalism. We don't have
Bam.
any.
We don't.
Saying,
I think that there is one lady,
Oh, no, is
and
it?
I
Her
just saw
article, that's
one
the first
logo
time I saw
today,
that for her. The
and
woman that did that.
I just saw one logo today, Nigeria Gaming Community. So somebody just posted it maybe like 3 hours ago. It's just for esports news and something related. So and the guy actually stated in the poster that okay, if you want something to be published about that esports, you have to partner with them and things like that. So I asked the person that actually uploaded it to give me more insight on that thing. So and he has not replied me.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of potential. Like the negatives are there. They'll always be there. There are plenty.
Yes,
But
yes.
but there are so many. Yeah.
Okay, no, when you finish.
Okay, but there are still so many things, many opportunities that are not being explored. If we can have journalists, if we can have content creators, if we can have people that are actually doing that, not just the same I play video games, watch my video game videos. No, like even just discussions, video essays, exposing the issues, the real issues on ground with the industry. Put it online, let people see, let people know. Like it's crazy that even me, that I'm active, I would like to think that I'm active. I didn't know any of these things. I didn't know that there was government. I didn't know that people were
Guy, I
balloting.
stumbled into this shit. I stumbled
Okay,
into
okay.
it.
You see that content creation, there's still
Yeah.
a problem. You know, if you want to create content, for example, your own content might be that you just need a camera and yourself. But there's some content that you need other people. Do you know other people would not want to create that content with you because they don't want you to go forward? I'll give you an example. I'm not going to mention names. During my world record, I was supposed to play someone. To be honest with you, my dad told me, even before when I was coming to South Africa, my dad said this person is not going to help you. Like he said, he was going to give you money for your game. He's not going to help you. I don't about it. When that time came, this guy no reply me till today. God one. Now,
I won't
when
talk.
I was supposed to play somebody, my dad said, "See, this person will not answer you." I said that, okay. So I was now telling the former president that this. I was just trying to. The period of the game came. This guy said, "Oh, no, that this is happening this week." I said, "Okay, what about the next week? What about the next tomorrow, next 2 days?" Till now, he did not reply. The problem is, I have content that I want to create, right? Not just about playing games, but these guys don't want to put you on the limelight because they don't want you to go higher, and then they will lose something. So the best bet for me right now is take myself higher. So when I speak, everybody will begin to listen to me. Then they have no choice than to come to me. By then, I will not reject them, but I will put you at your place.
Yeah.
They don't want to. That's the truth. They wouldn't want to do anything.
It's sad because one thing I know about Nigerians, or maybe even Africans now, is nobody actually wants to partner with you. Everybody wants to be number one.
Yeah.
When I started in 2007, let me not lie, I was like that because I didn't understand the power of partnerships. But at 2010, when I lost a lot and I now learned, my first partnership was with a company called Stardust. They did animations, we came together, we did Nigerian Game Evo together, and since then I opened my doors to partnership with anybody that I can support. Now in Nigeria, everybody wants to be number one, so it's even hard to get them to support anything you are doing. 90% of everything I've done, I've basically done it myself. So, and I don't stress myself trying to look for people, but when people come to me now, I do it. Let me give you an example. 2 years ago, I was there last year. I was running my final tournament of the year. I mean, I'm going to even mention this name because I don't like the person actually. I really don't care. So I wanted to hold a PUBG tournament. I know about PUBG. As at that time, I was even working with a company called Platonia in India. I just finished running a tournament for them in Nigeria. The qualifiers the winners were to go to India, but we didn't get the visas on time. So I wanted to run a PUBG tournament. So I contacted, because esports Nigeria said, oh, let's work together. And I now contacted the guy in charge of PUBG in Nigeria. His name is Real. So I said, oh, okay, yeah, I want to run a PUBG tournament. Maybe you can come and head that thing, because I'm doing PUBG, I'm doing FIFA, I'm doing Street Fighter, I'm doing Tekken. It's my annual end of year event. So I told him to come. This guy first charged me 100,000 naira to come. I said, no problem. I don't have 100,000 naira, but I will give you 50,000 naira. He said, yeah. I said, I didn't plan to do this before. It's just because I wanted to work with you people. I can do this thing myself, but I just wanted you to come and be a part so that we can even meet and do stuff together. Then he says, okay, we'll do it. And then a day before the event, we send him 30,000 naira. And then this guy, I have not met you before. I have not seen you before. We have no writing together. He even told me to go and print 10 t-shirts for his teams and put PUBG Nigeria on it. We went to print the t-shirts, 10 t-shirts.
I think I saw that online.
Yeah, each was 3,000 naira. That's another 30,000 naira. I went to go and print it. Not for these guys to call like 12 a.m. that if I don't send that 20K balance, he's not going to show. I'm like, dude, I don't know you. I just know you from a group. I don't know you. I'm even sending you 30,000. When you get here, if you don't collect your 20,000 naira before you enter the event, don't do anything. You can go with the 30,000 naira. But I need to at least see who I am doing business with. Bros, this boy no come.
Oh, come on.
Wait. Is he not that guy in Game Nation? Obina like this.
No. This one's name is Real.
Yeah, let me tell you why.
Rio really played you.
No. He didn't.
Probably the guy might be on that Game Nation because those are the guys that actually play PUBG on mobile in Nigeria.
Okay, wait.
This guy was ready for me for my tournament. Thank God, that it was not as if I didn't know my job. I knew how to run a PUBG tournament. I just needed him to come and let esports Nigeria say we are working together.
Visibility, basically.
Yes. What if I didn't know anything to do? This guy was ready to destroy my event. Because
let me tell you why.
Crabs in a barrel.
I know something. I know so many things that I just laugh. I hear some people. Let me tell you, that guy was supposed to come. It was somebody that spoiled his mind. And I know the person. I know.
Okay.
No, I'm telling you. It was somebody that spoiled his mind. And I know the person. No, to be sincere, okay, let me give another gist. Takumi. You see, people have been saying, oh, Dox is boring, Dox is this, Dox is that. But I never tell people what I have done for people. You remember this something about Kenya esports something?
Yeah. I know that. Yes.
The president called me and said he wants to host this thing that should bring people. I said, what about Spectacular? I think he said something like Spectacular is busy or something. Okay. I came from Abulegba. You know how far that place is to Lekki, where the event was. I went there on Saturday and I went there on Sunday with a guy that stays in my father's house in Ikorodu because he came to stay with me. I used my own money. Now, after the first event, we couldn't finish it that day. We came the other week. I went there again. After that event, this guy, he bought monitors. I said, please, can you please? I didn't even ask him anything. This guy did not give me 1 naira to go back. So when I now ask him that, okay, please, this monitor, at least, if you don't have it, give me 1 monitor because I'm a gamer, I need it. This guy bought the monitors for 15,000 naira. Before then, there was a monitor that was not that was having a problem with the charger. I went to Ikeja to change it so I can bring it back for the next game. Because when it comes to esports, I'm passionate. Mr. Oche can tell you that.
Yeah.
After the event, this guy told me I should still pay for that monitor. Till now, he did not give me 1 naira. And do you know the funny thing? Till now, he has never supported my dream. But I didn't look at that because I like esports in general, and I know it was never about money. He did not. Recently, he said, do you have Xbox players from Nigeria? He said he wants to do a tournament in US. He thought maybe I'm like, before that, I'll be like, oh, okay, I want to join. He said we need players. The next thing I asked him, what's the prize money? Because me, my eye they red now, I need money. My manager, no. I said, what's the prize money? He did not reply. And I have said it that from today, me, I know my manager knows what is about to happen after this thing. I don't just want to say it till my record comes. People go hear him. Because I was telling my manager, I said, in this life, as much as we have EA competitions, that's where Nigeria should better focus on. Do you know an African, that guy Kellen in South Africa, do you know he might never win any tournament in that EA state in his life? It's a waste. But there are other ways to make money apart from that FIFA EA thing. That's what we need to make Nigeria understand. It's not just competing. There are ways you can make millions of naira. But these people, it's just that money. Like, it's beginning to annoy me.
So since then, I understood what it was because when the guy didn't turn up for my events, I was all laughing. It was the guy in India, the petroleum company in India. God bless that guy. His name is Sabesh. He's the one that organized the tournament for me, all the way from India, and we did it. And we did it was successful. Since then, he taught me how to go through it and still organizing streams. So what I deduced from there was, see, this guy felt threatened and said, oh, another PUBG tournament organizer in Nigeria. No, if it's not me, it's nobody else. Because actually, the guy, this real guy, says the name of his company is called PUBG Nigeria with no affiliation to the original PUBG. And guess what?
I know them on Twitter. And
guess
they just
what?
started like few years ago, maybe a year ago.
No, check this out. My company,
I don't know why people are just
the official partner of Tencent PUBG in Nigeria right now. We have already signed an agreement with them because of this.
Tencent, as in the Chinese company.
Yes,
Tencent.
Yes,
PUBG
in charge of
Nigeria.
PUBG.
My company is the official partner, signed.
I wish I drank tea.
So all their noise, their noise on Twitter now is just a waste. My God, those guys are mad. Because I actually saw their T-shirt and their cap. So I was like, wow, I like this. How much is this? They don't even reply me because I think they just even share it among them on Twitter. They only share it among them.
No,
I was like,
I hope he sees this official document signed and sealed. Signed and sealed.
I just put the spotlight video just to.
So
I was not ready for this.
No, I'm not going to say anything because what comes around turns around. Because right now, if I come out and say, please shut down your operations on PUBG in Nigeria, I don't want you to.
Okay, just to note, because we've gone really long. We have 15 more minutes on this meeting.
Yeah, so yeah, sorry. So
you can increase it now.
No, I probably can. But do you want people to be dying with a 3-hour podcast?
No. So basically,
you can divide it into just part 1 for this week, part 2 for another week.
If you can cut this part out, please cut it out because I just went in my moment right now.
Okay, you don't want me to put the clip of this thing.
Yeah.
I'll try to cut it out. I will try.
So if they should understand the kind of power I hold. I'm in talk to Activision already. I'm in talk to Riot Games already. I'm in talk with Namco because all their games, we want to be able to share their IP address from our network so that all the gamers in Nigeria, PS4, mobile gamers, Xbox gamers can play with cheap data. If they know, they won't be messing with me. Me, I just sit down and laugh and y'all can do what you want. Wow. You know, I don't have a problem. So it's to me. Let them do what they want to do. When the time comes, we go know who be who for esports. And I don't want to fight. So for the record, I do not want to tackle anybody in esports in Nigeria. The sky is the limit. and it's big enough for all of us.
We need to grow as a
That's the
community
thing.
to grow upwards,
Yes, we need
to build
to grow.
everybody up
I'm
together.
telling you,
But
yeah.
if you come at me with that domination thing, I will be arrogant. That's just it. I will also want to show you that I've been here for 12 years. That's if you come with me with that, this thing. Because imagine Rio, sorry, I have to go back to this boy. This boy told me that the esports tournament that me I've been doing for the past 10 years, and that's not what they call esports. That he is the one that is doing real esports.
I might track that guy down on the group.
Let's clap for him. Let's clap for
This
him.
boy has not given 1 naira as prize money in his tournament. I have given over 15 million naira in prize money.
So where is Rio
my
now?
God.
Where is Rio now?
I think I know the guy. He's on that Game Nation group. He's on that Game Nation group.
He's doing his Nigerian Pro League right now. Sir. They are doing it at that
MPL. Oh, I know that. I just saw their update.
Yeah.
I know those guys. They are Game
It's a
Nation.
free-
One group like this.
It's a free league. Nobody pays money. They don't give money. Because
So there's no cash prize, there's no incentive, no nothing.
There's no cash prize. They don't have a functional leaderboard.
Don't they even give them biscuits?
They don't do anything. They don't give-
But they have graphics design and shots. They have graphics design.
And
That's only what they do.
their caster, the person that does their commentary and casting is from America. His name is Mr. Flip. That is the thing that used to carry the guy.
That is the only person that is being paid. That is the only person being paid. I'm going to take that right now.
So the guy is like is an official PUBG caster. So he's always in Rio's head like, hey, and he carries that logo PUBG Nigeria. Please, Rio, if you hear me one day,
Rio, he's talking
I have registered the company called PUBG Nigeria officially as CAC.
Wow.
And
If you were stupid enough
Oh
to
my
run a
God.
company for 3 years and not go and register your company, you must be a stupid wanker.
that's the thing.
I was not ready for
Me that I'm going to start. I'm going to register my hardware stuff this month. I'm not taking any chances.
That's what. Okay, this is even the move they did to esports Nigeria now. Those Clinton guys, they went to register esports Nigeria.
Yes.
They registered esports federation. They registered esports Nigeria. So esports Nigeria.
But Clinton was telling me that it's a business name. The Nigeria esports is a business name, but their own is going to be a federation. That is what he was telling me when I questioned him about
that's
it in
not
Nigeria.
That's not how trademarks work if you're registering a business or whatnot. Okay, trademarks even different. Just registering.
Yes. It's different from business registration.
I know it's different, but like, they did not understand that there's a difference.
These people here. Hi.
And this is just from me that knows from self-employed. If I was trying when I used to be self-employed before, when I was considering doing a business.
A lot is really happening in this Nigeria.
I'm not trying to be a bully, but I'm human.
Don't worry, as I said, spectacular. Anytime, any day, I still have your back.
Well, okay, I think we have to,
because I know, like seriously.
Okay, I think we'll have to be wrapping it up now. I think we'll have to be wrapping up because as enjoyable as this thing is, as much as I like to sit down and do like a 3, if you leave me, I'll talk forever. And all the tea, all just spilling up and down. I wish I drank tea. So, because I knew already, I knew a lot of stuff. I knew a bit of the stuff. I know I did not know the nitty gritty. I did not know everything as an outsider. And in the case of like Young Jollof, I'm sure you just sat down and you just gone, oh my God, I have learned so much shit today. Spec spilled the tea, man. He just broke it down. I was like,
I'm pissed off in Nigeria. I'm pissed off.
Thank you very much for accepting it. Even
I'm pissed off. This is over 12 years of my work. Because and look, I literally left my 9 to 5. That I run my dad's company. I literally resigned to focus on esports. So please, this is my life.
Oh, fair enough. Thank you very much. And I still do not know why you said yes to me, but thank you very much. Yes. And oh my God, I knew we were going to get some tea, but I did not know we were going to get hot, boiling, fucking scolding.
Well, no, I'm waiting for my tea to spill when we do that, when they want to do that debate. Because I've known how many people spoiling somebody. I know how many people spoiling. See, I know them.
In other
And the
Dox is
reason
saying
I
he's going to snitch.
But
I told that guy
yeah,
to give him the interview then live on Twitter, because I had till now I'm the only person that has 54 live views. The rest you get like 7. I said when the time for debate come, I will see everything and I'll tell you who said this, who said this. If you need me, Ada, you know me now. One boy that said something. Okay, spectacular. Let me just you something. See how Nigerians can be very stupid. You know Obina?
Which
yeah.
Obi?
Now that
Obina.
guy,
Okay.
Obina. Yes,
he's
Obina
not
tagged
at
me.
that aspect.
The Federation.
He tagged me as a thief on Twitter because I was only more than
Wait,
70.
the Federation person
Do
or
you
another
know
Obi?
No, another Obina. You
Okay.
you know the person. 3 weeks later, I
Okay.
think 3 weeks ago, he came to me and said, that was after I broke the world record. He said, congratulations on shit.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I want to, I'm bringing out my game, which I knew before, and then I want you to be one of the testers. I mean, you want to collect money. That's what he said. I said, no, I help people that help me for free. Now, I now went back to that post to see what he said. This guy deleted everything, but he did not know that I have screenshot it. Me, I know what to go up.
You see this boy likes to screenshot everything. I thought I was bad.
I have everything in my mail. At the period, I don't prepare this thing now. I will show everybody one after the other who and who they spoil who, which is so fucking wrong. And they don't deserve to be in that president of esports, whatever. It's total nonsense. Arrant nonsense.
Dogs don't vex again, though.
Wait, Doc, to say the fact, I even saw a screenshot like that too. Like seriously, I even saw a screenshot like that, but I was like, let everything just go. I even informed my dad that time, like, oh, see what is going on, this and that.
I don't talk bad of people. For me, whatever I can say behind you, I'll say in front of you. That's why I'm
Thank you. I believe in that.
Nobody they carry me. Nobody was there for me when I started the esports, and nobody is still there for me now. So I'm basically call it whatever it is. I have just little respect for a few people in the industry.
Okay, we have about 9 minutes left. So what this is going to be, I'm going to put this as the podcast normal, the audio. The video, I think I'll put it as a video. The bit you say you want me to cut out with like the contract stuff, I will try to edit that out to the best of my ability, then continue from there. And I think I might leave the whole audio in its entirety.
Not cut it out. That video site, but I just censor it with.
I could censor the video. I could censor the contract bits. Yeah, true. I will leave the whole audio with the exception of the waiting bits because the waiting bits were just us talking like idiots. But the whole thing will be everything unedited, basically. Everything from when I said hello, including what I'm talking right now. Will be the thing.
No problem. But I know the best thing we can actually do is just to create an audience. Enlighten people. I think that should be the best.
I think for me now, because
we can do.
Personally, the way I made my podcast was literally just because I talk. All of you that know me on the WhatsApp groups, I talk, and sometimes I record when I'm tired of typing. I record voice notes, and some people are like, oh, they really like the way I explain things and they like my voice. Yeah, thank you for all of you. I keep saying you like my voice.
You always disturb Steve now.
So it became like that. It became almost a running joke, and I said, okay, let me just do the podcast and just talk about video games, and occasionally not talk about video games, and that's how it became. And for this particular issue, when I remember doing the original podcast 2 weeks ago with this, then the whole situation now changed again. When you were like, was it you or was it Dox? Who was it that said that? Oh, a third faction has come through. I was like, what the fuck? I'm confused. What? Huh? Who? Huh? Eh? I said, okay, I need to do an update. But I realized that, hey, I'm on the outside looking in. I do not know that much information, but I know of people who do. So I decided to call people that do. And in the case of Jollof, because yours was by proxy and by combination, and also because I like what you do. I like what you do. You make sense. You know how you sat down here, you've sat down, you've listened, you've taken down everything everybody's been saying. You're going to craft a script out of this and do another video for your own in-depth thing. And I know when you do it all the editing, everybody will go and die. So
I watched one video from him. He had sent me the video on Twitter like 2 years ago or so. I didn't see it until like 2 months ago. I had to go back and clap and say,
exactly. He takes his time. I know I've told on Twitter, I always ask him, how the hell do you sit down and edit videos? Because I cannot.
I followed him immediately.
Thank you.
I subscribed him.
And
the first time I even know about him was when he followed. I have one undo for esports too. So I think Reaper Clan. So I just created it in 2017. So that was when I actually met him for the first time. So I tried to follow him up too. I actually
Yeah.
like his content. It's very good.
And you see,
Very
everybody
good.
here, because I've not met any of you in my life. I've not met any one of you. I
At
really
least we met on CGS.
see. I've met technically. I met two of you on CG, and I didn't even know I knew one of you. So, and I think it's mostly from Ireland. It all started from Ireland, and because some people know that I moderate on Ireland. Yes, apparently, some people think I have no job. I actually have a job. I'm sorry to disappoint you people. I have like, and it was from there. Then from one thing led to another. Then was WhatsApp groups, and finally, I started joining WhatsApp. We started talking more with other Nigerians. Finally, discovering that there's a bigger. Because I know, yes, there's a Nigerian gaming community. I was born in Nigeria. I was born and bred in Nigeria before I came here. I played my games in Nigeria. I didn't play in the UK. I played it first in Nigeria. I did all that. It was my house. All my cousins will come to play the video games. And so for me, I never even knew that women did not play them because I was like, the first gamer I knew was a girl. The first gamer I knew was a girl. Then it was me. Then everybody knew me as the gamer girl. Then before I knew that, oh my God, on the greater public, they don't do that. But the whole point, at the end of the day, this is all a global village. I have not met any of you. I could say I have a working relationship with two of you, hopefully more. And, it's just impressive, this whole thing. We've not, I know Omonla and Spec, you guys will know each other now. You know each other. Even Dox will know. People will know. But in the case of Young Jollof, I'm sure you might not know anybody on this thing right now.
I know Dox.
Yeah, you know Dox because of that one interview.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because of you, I know Dox. Because of your video, I know Dox.
And then Spectacular, the person who manages my Twitter for me, sent his handle to me to see. And Niger Game Evo, a number of like old school Lagos gamers, that's not the current generation now, like the older school guys, some of them were my friends. And they had been talking about what he was doing. This was years back. So that's how I first heard of him and what he was doing. And then apart from that, I don't know anybody. And then you liked my our videos on YouTube, and then followed us on Twitter. We started to talk on Twitter, and so yeah, it's just, I think if you do good, good will follow. I think that's what that means. The quality of company that you keep is a reflection of how you live your life and what you are doing. So the fact that all of you are here, everybody's doing their individual things. When I met Dox was not even in South Africa. The plan to go to South Africa was not even on the table back then. He was trying to become a player here. He was trying to become Nigeria's first professional player. And then fast forward down 2.5 years now, he's in South Africa. He's doing what he's doing. And like the Guinness Book of World Records thing, he had been talking about it since 3 years ago. And then that only materialized some months back. So there are no coincidences in this life. If you keep trying to do good, the videos that I create, I'm not making any money from them. The views are not even encouraging. So you kind of have to genuinely care about the industry, care about what you're doing. You shouldn't think if money is your first motivation, you won't go.
With YouTube, with the way it's checking now. Nah, if it was 2012, yes, not right now. You have to hustle and hustle and hustle to get even up there to get monetization, unless you want to do sponsorship stuff. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm just glad I've met all of you. I'm glad we've had this conversation. It's giving me inspiration for at least 2 more videos based off what we've done now. And I know that like things will only get better. They'll only get better. It's not about what everybody else is doing. Look at Spectacular, for instance. The things that he's doing now is the culmination of all the experience that he has had over the past decade. If he didn't make all the mistakes that he made, ran all the small events that he ran, failed in many different capacities, I'm sure he cannot even share with us here. He wouldn't have the vision to be saying, okay, I should be talking with Tencent, I should be talking with Riot, I should be talking with Activision. Those are things that I didn't expect anybody to be doing right now, but he's doing them. So just let everybody just keep grinding. Just keep doing what you're doing, but just do it for the right reasons. Don't get caught up in all this nonsense and drama. Just it will pay off. It will pay off. That's what I'd like to say.
Okay. I think we have to end it here. I'm sorry, guys, but unless you want to do this another day and now chat another chat if you like, but it's been more or less 2 hours now, so we have to end this. This is going to be the longest podcast anybody's going to listen to. At least you'll have a very lovely long drive if you're driving. If you're in America, that's not hard for you to do. You drive everywhere. So, but thank you guys very much for accepting to even talk to me and to do this. I'm very grateful. And
nice to meet everyone.
And
nice to meet you, Mr. Oche.
And if you're seeing this is what my face looks like.
You can get my contact from Ada at any time.
Yeah, I'll get everybody's. I already have Dox's contact, but I'll get Spectacular and yours.
Dox is popular in short.
Don't mind Dox. Dox knows how to throw himself everywhere. So, so thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll have to end it here now. Thank you very much, you guys.
Mr. Spec, thank you very much as well.
I will have to end everything once it ends it all. Or if you want, I can stop the recording and you guys can still chat.
We'll surely talk later.
But yeah, I think we should just end it and let everybody rest. And if you ever want to play again, fine. Thank you very much.
Always here. Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.